Good evening, ladies and gentlemen from all around the world. This is the Italian Pod. We have a very special episode today. And with me, as always, my co-host, Eagle Ceres from Mexico.
Hola, everybody.
Alright, and from Britain, Will Smith. Or
Hello.
Lordra, whatever you want.
Close enough for government work.
Okay, so how has your week been so far, guys? What was that?
Well, pretty good. Our moonshining experiment is in progress.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You didn't explode the house yet, then?
No, I'm getting the fun. Well, getting the brewing part done.
Okay.
Because if this doesn't work, well then, I have to work on other flavors, and of which I have several ideas. Because this is a solution that I don't know if it'll ferment.
Oh, okay.
What
about you? What about you, Eagle? How has your week been?
Another long week of work, but actually got to play a round of Paranoia XP tabletop RPG with some friends yesterday.
What's that?
Paranoia. It's just a role play, tabletop role play with friends. It's this weird, not the AD&D, because it's all about being silly, being off the cuff, and being as random as possible.
Oh,
without getting caught.
That sounds fun, like no strings attached fun. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of fun, why are we here today? Because last week, last week, the week before this one, which is not over yet because it's not Monday yet, a game came out. A game produced by Nintendo, and it probably is one of the worst localization/translation works I have ever seen. We're talking about, of course, Fire Emblem Fates. And that's why we're here today. We're here to talk about that, to provide you some examples of what we're talking about, because we're not just talking out of our ass here, and to talk about the problems with translation, localization, censorship in general. That's what we're here for today. So, I wanted to start with something a bit, let's say solemn, I guess, but because, I don't know, I just felt like we should read this. Basically, someone linked on the, on the hashtag, this little pic here. I'm gonna post it in the chat for everyone else to see. This is from the charter, no, that's not. That's fun. Okay, this is basically from the Translator Charter, which was made in 1963 in Dubrovnik. And basically, it's about the role of the translator. Are you, do you have the image, guys?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Okay, Will, I want to do the honors. I'm gonna put on some nice anthem underneath. Go ahead.
Oh, the role of the translator. Every translation shall be faithful and render exactly the idea and form of the original. This fidelity constitutes both a moral and legal obligation for the translator.
Well, yeah, that was very short.
And that's why I'm not a voice actor.
Yeah, you didn't even put. There wasn't any oomph in it, man. You need oomph. You know what I'm talking about?
I have to save my energy.
A little chutzpah? A little more wables?
Eagle, I didn't understand a syllable of what you just said.
So you think he needed a little bit more chutzpah, a little bit more huevos, a little bit more oomph, a little bit more balls.
Okay, can someone localize that for me, please? Not you, Treehouse. Where the fuck are you going? Not bad Treehouse. Bad Treehouse. I don't need you to localize this for me. Anyone else, but not you. We're talking about, of course, Treehouse, or Nintendo Treehouse, which is the company that localized Fire Emblem Fates in the US, with some hilarious results when you don't feel like crying. Want to enlighten people on why that is, Eagle? What exactly did they do to this game?
Well, localization-wise, what they took is that they took the script, they chopped lines like crazy, and then if they didn't use memes, they just completely rewrote characters. It's like, grr, grr, flap, flap. Oh, that means I love you in Dragon.
Oh my god.
But why would anyone think that was a good idea? I mean, this is fucking... Tumblr would be embarrassed at shit like that.
Dude, to be fair, they live in the same country that is seriously considering electing Donald Trump as a president, so...
Yeah.
There's still representation of the people that live in this country, so, you know...
Hey, Ryan, any chance I can expat to Britain?
I would... okay, well, they have Cameron, and they are letting Sharia law tribunals pop wherever they want, so...
Yeah, well, Britain's a bit crap, so yeah. I've only seen one place that has worse weather than Britain, and that's Nome, Alaska.
Okay, I want to do an example of exactly how badly they did stuff like this. So I'm linking you an Imgur album, and basically this is about the support conversation between your character and an NPC. Well, it's a player character, you control it, but anyway, what's support in Fire Emblem? Anyone want to explain this for me, or do I?
I'm afraid you're going to have to. I'm unfamiliar with Fire Emblem.
Okay. Basically, it's this mechanic that came out with Awakening, so it's pretty recent. Basically, it's a waifu simulator. You play matchmaker between your units. Basically, the more a unit has a higher relationship with others, when they're nearby, where they're fighting together in the same fight, they basically strengthen each other. And there are various levels of that kind of support. There is from C to A, which are all friendships, and then there is S. S-class supports are romantic interests, and every character can only have one. For life. Even if that unit, the other unit dies, they can't remarry, basically. Japan, I guess, doesn't believe in divorce and remarrying. But anyway, these are some of the worst... I mean, they butchered a lot of them up. A lot of them. And I want to focus on this one. I linked to you. I'm gonna link it in the chat. This about... how can I say this? This is about the avatar, which is basically your character in the Fire Emblem game. And an NPC that is called Sakura. I want us to live read now. We're gonna live read the original Japanese translation, like an almost literal translation, how the conversation should be translated in English, and then we're gonna translate, we're gonna read the official version made by Nintendo of America. I want us to read the B support conversation. Okay, now the question is, what does the guy and what does the girl here?
I'll do the girl.
Okay.
I can be gender fluid for an evening.
Okay, Eagle, want to do the guy here?
Sure. I'm seeing two B supports. There's the first one or the second one?
Let's go with the first one, because it's egregious. Oh, by the way, if there is a blank in the English version, you have to read blank. You don't just skip it. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, Eagle, you start translation first. The avatar. You're the avatar. Will, you're Sakura. Happy?
So, let's get to practicing. Cool? You ready?
Yes.
All right. The other day, I read this in this Hoshido book, and I have to say, I wonder if the first half could really be considered historical.
True.
Which is to say, I have a feeling that we're not doing a good job of thinking how to verify historical truth.
Oh, really?
History is pretty interesting, isn't it? I know. When you decided to become a priestess, I mean,
I bet you wanted to heal the wounded and all, but I bet it was really because you were drawn to the history of the gods, wasn't it?
Perhaps.
I can't remember in Hoshido, when you devote an offering to God, everyone's supposed to eat it up at the end, right? Wasn't that it?
Yeah, how did that one go again?
Sakura, if you could follow my lead a little more.
I'm sorry, Kamui. I where to start? What to say? I just don't know anymore.
Well, I did think that practicing chit-chat would get us somewhere, but I'm beginning to think that it's less that you're not good at conversation and more that perhaps it's just that you're a little timid when it comes to others.
Timid, you say?
Yeah. I mean, you're definitely following what I'm saying, so I feel like it's more that you want to string together words, but there's some sort of fear getting in the way that just makes your body freeze up. I think if we just fix whatever is making you scared, your conversation skills will be fixed too. But you know, Sakura, do you have any inkling what could be behind this fear? Anything at all come to mind? I very well think it could lead to a solution.
That's... I don't know.
Oh, okay. Not much we can do then, right?
Right. Sorry. But thanks for today.
Oh no, don't worry about it.
Okay, that was good, but also kind of unnerving, because, Will, I actually wanted you, like, to try and act in falsetto. But basically, it was actually you saying those words. So, okay, imagine a bold, basically, imagine Walter White in that dress, in that Miko dress. Headbanded all.
No, that would be too emotional for Sakura.
I try not to do accents.
I'm the one who knocks, Kari. Okay.
I am the one who communicates with the gods.
Okay, so that was a straight Fran translation?
Yeah, basically because there are people that are doing a fine translation patch for the original Japanese file. And now we're gonna read... I want to do Sakura this time. Eagle, you keep being the male. Because, you know, just
Continuity.
That. Sorry?
Continuity and all that.
Continuity, all that. Because, hey, if they don't care, why do at least we care. Okay, we're not kidding, we're not making any joke. This is the actual, original, official translation of Nintendo of America Treehouse. Eagle, do the honors.
Sakura, are you ready to start our conversation practice?
Yes!
Then, let's begin. Blank. Blank.
Blank.
Blank. Sakura, how old were you when you knew you wanted to be a healer? Blank.
I don't know.
Did you do any special training or studying to become a healer?
I mean, I guess I don't know.
Blank.
Blank.
Sakura, try to calm yourself. Just calmly answer my questions, okay?
I'm sorry, Corinne. I just get so nervous all the time. Blank.
No need to apologize. Besides, I think I've figured out what the problem is. You let other people intimidate you. Do you have any idea how that started?
Blank.
I see. Blank.
Blank.
Blank. Blank.
Blank.
Blank.
I don't know.
Blank.
I'm sorry. Thanks for trying to help me anyway. Blank.
Haha. Sweet Sakura. One of these days, I'll get you to stop apologizing.
That was the actual translation. The official translation of the I mean, you're not a moron. I mean, sorry for morons, because even morons would notice the huge difference between those two conversations. Starting with the tone, start with the end, because, in the original Japanese, they just finish it with, they feel like friends, but they haven't made that much progress, but they still thankful to each other. She's thankful to him for trying. In the North American translation, it sounds like a fucking creep. Haha, sweet Sakura, one of these days I'll get you to stop apologizing. What the flying fuck? I mean, let's count. Will, you do it for me. Count how many blank there is. How many pieces of dialogues they removed.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 segments of that conversation were redacted for some reason. It totally changes the dynamic of that relationship, changes their characters. It's just weird. I mean,
you said how many?
I counted 17.
You
Out
said
of
17.
32 lines? They cut more than half.
They cut more than half that conversation, and they cut the meaningful parts. Because at the beginning there is a part that talks about historical truth, reporting stuff fidelly. Then they cut the one getting in the way, making you freeze up. They cut the meaningful parts, and even the parts they left, they turned them into something so fucking they simplified. They turned it into the basically it's in line with everything else that this game.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's one of the things for this specific conversation. They cut the initial part, which was the avatar making small talk to kind of get the other character in a talkative mood.
Yeah.
And it tells them, you know what? I was trying this to get you to lose your nerves and everything, so we can actually get a little bit more training in. Okay, let's try that. And then when they try that, she's still a little bit nervous, but it's more understandable, and she's a little bit more amenable to him. And at the end, it's like you said, it's like, you know what? Thanks for trying it. At least somebody cared enough to try. Versus the other version is like blank, 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 blank. It's like, I understand being teenagers and being nervous with somebody you like that you just lock up, but this is just plain ridiculous.
This is more than ridiculous. This is just bad. And I repeat, the end, like the last sentence, just gets me. Like, haha, sweet Sakura, one of these days I'll get you to stop apologizing. What the fuck? Really, what the...
If they're saying that they edited them to make them a little bit more kid friendly, more family friendly, excuse me, but that came off creepy.
Oh, and that's not even the... no, okay, there is family friendly. Okay, that came creepy. But then, okay, so everything... There is family friendly, and then there is brain dead. Because, seriously, okay, I'm gonna link another image that compares the fan translation, which is much more, how do you say, has much more fidelity, and the official English translation. Yeah, and
is it the one with the pickles?
As one of the guys says, this is actually rated T. So yeah, this brain dead is not kid friendly. Okay, I'm gonna link this other image. Okay, I'm gonna do this with Will this time. First, the columns on the left, Will. I
Okay.
do. Sorry.
Yeah, we're just getting the yeah. This one.
The last. Okay, first the one in orange, the one on the left. I'm gonna do the girl. You do the wolf, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm playing Valor. You do Flannel. That's another thing. Why the fuck they just changed the name? Just without any logical sense. Why they change from that to that? Like they went from Flannel to Keaton. What? Okay.
Wait, let me jump in before you jump.
Okay,
in,
go Eagle.
Why did they change his race to like Wolfkin or something when it's a freaking werewolf?
Because it's 2016.
It's current year.
No.
Wolfkin are a thing.
It's current year.
Okay.
Okay. We're doing okay. Gonna start. I'm so happy, Papa. I love you so much, Papa.
Why is it like this? How long will it be until you're able to be independent? Well, it's fine. Now you're also a member of this pack.
This is the translation, the fan translation, which, as we said, again, it's much closer to the original Japanese than this. I repeat, you have proof, like in the link. I'm gonna link it again. This is not something we're making up here. This is the official English text. Wag.
Waggity. Ha! There goes my tail again.
How the fuck do you go from that to waggity?
Were they watching Family Guy and think, giggity, waggity, that'll do? They get, Our audience will understand that.
Try something else.
Yeah, and very different from him referred to as Papa. Yeah, it's like suddenly makes it very, very creepy. Well, I
get that you're trying to make it. I don't know. I don't get.
You don't get it.
I mean, all three of us, we grew up in the age of bad translations.
Oh, so much.
We actually got to play games with bad translations back in the day because it wasn't that much of a big money maker. Come on. Yeah. How many of us actually did get to play Zero Wing and get to quote all your base are belong to us?
Yes, someone set us up the bomb. Well, even still, legit translations for these localizations were saying comparing Macross to Robotech, which we have done on the previous podcast.
Way. I mean, that's not even a translation problem. That's taking 2-3 series and sticking together the pieces to make a Frankenstein monster.
Yeah. That's the thing with Macross and the first part of Robotech. It's aside from changing names, it's almost a one-to-one translation, even with the localization details.
Yeah, I mean, you can sort of understand that. And in the Patlabor movies, the first two in particular, well, mainly the first two, if you watch it in English and you watch the Japanese with the subtitles, you get two different films. Now, it makes sense that the English translation is more of a standalone film than the Japanese version, because the Japanese version are familiar with Patlabor section, special vehicle second section. So then he goes, so then there's been the first movie where Ota shoots the first rampaging Labour and he gets frozen. And the part goes, "You idiot! I was going to go easy on you because you're a taxpayer." In the Japanese version, he announces his special vehicle second section, and he goes, second section, now we're really in trouble. And that's why Ota loses his shit, which makes perfect sense. Because, like, you bastard, I'm here to save you, and then suddenly, you're being insulted for trying to help you. I mean, that's not that's not why I do this job. So, yeah. So I've seen it on there, but, I mean, this doesn't even have the excuse of, well, it's a standalone story, so we need to take out some of the continuity references that the audience won't get. I mean, this is as bad as that. No, this is worse than that Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. It's much worse than that.
Much worse. Yeah, this pretty much... Okay, one of the guys in the chat, I'm a noob, linked a picture that basically it's perfect. This is really what... This is Fire Emblem Fates. Literally, this is the original Japanese version, which is called Fire Emblem If, not Fates. I don't know why they changed that, too. And it's in a wheelchair. That's pretty much it. Because seriously, it's like, you know what I think? I think that basically these people, they didn't talk to each other. Okay, basically, I think that when you had a team of people working on a project, you first have to make a guideline. You have to decide how the project is gonna work, in which direction you want to bring it. I think that these people didn't talk to each other, except maybe in front of the fucking espresso machine. That's really it. Because there is censoring, because they censored lesbians, but they censored people. That's a kid that he became an adult. The heartfelt thing between two characters became waggity. It's like these people, either they're schizophrenic, or these people didn't talk to each other. Okay, you take this piece, you take this piece, you take this piece, you translate, everyone translate however the hell you want, and then we make the Frankenstein monster. I think that's what happened. Because really, there is really no other explanation I can think of, except they were on drugs the whole time.
And the worst part of it all is Fire Emblem Fates is part of a 3-part game series. You have to buy at least 2 of the games to get the 3rd game as a free download. So what they're saying is the first game may have been somewhat decent translation, but the Fates part of the game of the game, or this part of this trilogy, the translation was so shoddy, so I'm sorry to say this, half-assed.
Yeah.
And with a forced localization that the fandom is really angry about. Because you're making people, you're forcing fans that are either new to the series, are going to be like, this is dumb, why did I spend my money on this? Versus all the big-time fans that are like, finally, we're going to get this release. It just looks so cool in Japan, and I can't import it, XYZ reason. And you get something so dumbed down. I mean, one of the things that right now video games is fighting for is to be recognized as something more adult, more mature. Just stop being so kiddie.
Yeah, basically, I want to make a... sorry. I decided I want to try and make my thesis for my degree. This is the second degree I get, and I want to make my thesis about Nintendo, and I want to dedicate a chapter about how Nintendo is looking, basically, is feeling to people at the same time as an old man who can't let go of the past. You know, what with all censoring videos on YouTube and the cutthroat, partner program where they take a huge cut of the profits of content creators. But at the same time, because of shit like this, everyone still thinks of Nintendo as something for kids. That's the general populace. That's how most people see Nintendo and Nintendo games. Something for kids. And it's the fault of shit like this. It's a fault of shit like this. It's a paradox, really, because once upon a time, video games in general were considered kids stuff. Now, video games in general are considered not kids stuff anymore. Nintendo still is considered kids stuff. This is incredible.
and
which
it's
is
at parts because remember the ex main producer for the Dead or Alive games is part. He actually partnered with the Nintendo to do Devil's Third. That's a very adult and very mature game. We have the Bayonetta games that came out last year for
Yeah.
Nintendo Wii U,
Uh-huh.
and Nintendo's trying to work on getting back some of those fans they lost when the PlayStation and Xbox came in and pretty much cornered the market on more adult, more mature games.
Yeah.
Nintendo's trying to get them back, but they start censoring games. They start cutting games. The issue with Bravely Second that they literally
issue.
just decided, oh, we're gonna cover
the
up
art book. They censored the art book on top of the game. Also, I seriously, I want to know who's the genius who decided, there is a Native American job costume. We can't have that. That's offensive. Okay, so what do you want? Do you want to cut it out, or no? We're going to change it with a cowboy. Motherfucker, do you even know your own history?
Yeah,
Do you even know what the cowboys said? Really?
It's
Ironically,
it's like saying it's the job is a World War One Allied fighter. No. Let's not do that. Let's make him a Nazi regime.
Bitch, you serious? I mean,
well, ironically, someone pointed this out. I can't remember who it was, and
Uh-huh.
the thing, but someone pointed out. So, ironically, this is what's erasing Native American identity by changing put her in a cowboy hat. It's like, it's like they didn't quite think this one through.
I have to agree. Like, this is the first time I agree with something like that. I mean, really.
Yeah. Realize that. Yeah, we're not sock just people here, because if you enjoy something and you're not hurting anyone, what do I care? I mean, I got more important shit to do than worry about someone saying, someone's cartoon upsetting somebody. It's outrageous, such a thing. And I'm actually just going for the thing. So I'm going to point out, and the next the next thing is the wait for it to actually decide to upload. Well, no, it's not letting me do
what
thing.
What
So I was going to post an example of dodgy translation from Ghost in the Shell standalone complex.
Okay, I can do that. Don't worry. I have the image. So okay.
Yeah, for some reason, I just got and sorted the thing out. For some reason, it wouldn't let me do it.
Right, there we go. Okay, I posted it in the chat. This is the one.
Yeah.
But okay, 2 different fan translations of Ghost in the Shell, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, it's like...
this pretty self-explanatory, but for people who don't have the image, okay, we're gonna do it the other way. No, it's still the same way. Okay, first, read the one on the bottom, which is the correct translation.
Oh yeah. Do you know about the kidnappings in this country, which involves foreign mafia?
Okay,
That's quite a literal translation. It could do with a little polishing to get it to scan properly, but that's fine.
To make it feel like
it gets
actual.
the point across.
Yeah, it gets got across, but it doesn't feel like actually spoken word. But
it kind of does, depending on your grade of English as a second language or as a primary language. It's like, okay, you understand they're talking about kidnappings, and
it's not exactly no coward, but it's. One for the kids there.
And then we have the other translation.
Let me read that one.
Okay, Eagle, go Eagle.
Are you aware of the frequent occurrences of the mass naked child events within the country?
It's like, wait,
a lollicon's dream, really. Oh my god. Yeah, this is the kind of... But again, these are people these are fan translations. This is Anime Junkies and Anime One. I remember Anime One because they did the Naruto anime back when I still watched it. But the thing is, these are fan translations. Treehouse are supposed to be professionals.
With a capital P.
Yeah, with a capital P. Penis. They're capital penis heads. Cock heads.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Okay. Okay. Some of the guys in the chat linked a link to an article that says, despite despite everything else, Fire Emblem is the best-selling game of the franchise. Okay, first, it's not for one reason. In North America, you're selling 2 versions of the same game. You're selling 2 versions, so those 3,000, the 300,000 have to be split between those 2. Also, even if they start with a strong, if they start strong, that's no guarantee that it's gonna sell as good as the other games. For example, I remember when Dragon Age 2 came out. On on launch day, because of how good Dragon Age Origin was, it sold double of how much Dragon Age Origins was sold. But in at the end of the day, Dragon Age Origins in total sold 2 million copies. Dragon Age 2 sold 1 million copies, because Dragon Age 2 compared to Dragon Age Origins sucks. Meaty dinosaur balls. Yeah, and as stick figure said, this is even worrying because so you say it's best selling, but bitch, the game sold more in Japan, when it was the sales in Japan that almost made the series disappear. But yet this episode sold more in Japan. That's not a good fucking sign.
And also the thing is, the numbers are skewed because they're doing the combined sales of the game for both cartridges.
Yeah,
not the individual sales. Or if somebody can correct me, is the game in Japan also 2 cartridges and it's selling the same amount number, or is it 1 cartridge and then blowing everybody out of the water?
Yeah, okay, we're gonna need the help from the chat, guys. Can you, okay, also they're including pre-orders in the US. Okay, can one answer Eagle's question? Basically, is, okay, yes, so maybe also in Japan there is 2 cartridges, but where they, okay, my question is, where they sold, like, did they come out on the same day as well? That's about my question, because they also had the special edition, which had basically both of them. I understand. Yeah, okay.
But here's the thing: in Japan, they love their special editions, so they
do.
And also because of all that great swag that comes along with the special editions. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Japanese otaku, he loves his fancy special edition.
Yeah, like
they buy 3 copies. They buy 1 to have back in the storage, 1 to display, and 1 to play.
Yeah, they buy like if they had to buy music like K-pop CDs, the special editions. They buy these $200 cases that you press a button and they open and they deliver the CD to you, because it's crazy. It's crazy. Japanese special editions are crazy. But returning to the matter at hand, I'm sorry, but we had to talk. We had to talk about the victim, the poor victim of this localization, the one who suffered the most. You all know who I'm talking about. This poor boy, all he wanted from life was an S-class support who actually loved him. But okay, let's
love. He gets no love.
Let's explain. Basically, S support, as we talked about, are first their romantic relationships, and second, they're for life. If you lose your lifetime partner, you can't get another. This S support stays in place forever. Okay, so meet Kanna, which is the son of your avatar if you take a female one. And in the US version, all is S-class support are friend zones. They turned his possible romantic relationships into friend zones, but that doesn't mean
One moment, lads. One moment. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. That doesn't mean that he doesn't get the S support. It means that he gets friend zoned and he can try again with another girl. He has to stay his whole life with someone who doesn't see him as a partner. This is
Forever alone.
friend zone for life. Forever alone.
Friend zone for life. Seriously, I wish we could get somebody with a deep, sexy voice and read him getting friend zoned.
Well, the friend zone is just Okay, you mean a woman? You mean?
Yep.
Oh, you mean a woman with a big sexy voice friend zoning game? Okay, yeah, okay.
Both.
Both, yeah.
There's also another important thing that's missing: head pats.
Head pats, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, which
These
I
were-
thought that's a weird Japanese thing, but you know, I
I
can
don't know.
understand.
I like
why-
head pats myself.
You know what?
everyone likes getting head pats, but it's just
Yeah.
I can understand why people would find that weird, but yeah, you know.
You know what? Me being the more shameless weeboo of the trio of us, you know what? I've played my games with head pats. It's like, you know what? There's Senran Kagura, Estivales Versus, a lot of other great games, and you know what? It's one of those mechanics that, you know what, I expected to get cut coming to the West.
Yeah.
Why?
But-
Because I don't know.
Because
Whoever-
we can show people that people like to pet each other, play with their hair and stuff. Now take this gun and go to the shooting range. That's okay. That's okay.
Okay, we can't do head pats, but we have games where we have to blow into the mic.
Which is yeah. Like, dude, you're not making any fucking sense. Seriously, whatsoever. Okay, and another thing which gives merit to my opinion that these guys just really they didn't talk to each other. Another character is called Soleil. Basically, Soleil had 10 potential S-class supports, 10 potential marriages in Japanese, but they removed 8 of them out of 10. They only left 2 because in the West they turned her into an homosexual, like that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Soleil is her name. They took 8 out of 10 of her possible marriages. They took out all the males and left her only the females because someone decided that she had to be an homosexual. Why? I don't know.
What? She can't be gender fluid either. How dare they?
Seriously,
Scandalous.
Again, this doesn't make any sense except for these people don't talk to each other. They just did whatever the fuck they wanted. That's the reason. This not only this is incredible.
Man, it's like, come on! You finally have a badass female character out there that can that can get lucky with whatever character you want as a waifu or a husbando, and you do this. I'm like, aren't you supposed to be progressive?
No, they're supposed to be morons, I guess. I don't know. this is, I know there's really no not possible explanation whatsoever. It's very stupid. It's very stupid. It's very unprofessional on top of very stupid. It just makes me, you know, what's your damage? That's really it. What's your damage? That's what I want to say. What's your fucking damage? This doesn't make any fucking sense. And then there is characters that they decided to just completely rewrite their character. And they how do you say, they flanderize them. That's what they did to all characters, basically. They flanderize them. They remove the dialogue, just give them one, one characteristic, and then drive that characteristic in the ground. And now we have to talk about the Pickle Man. Will?
Pickle Man.
Pickles, yes.
Pickle, I want you to read this one. I want you to read this.
Link me up.
I posted it in Skype. I want to put it in the chat. But okay, Eagle, I want you to take this, and I want you to read these four sentences, these 4 panels, as seriously as fucking possible. Can you do that, Eagle?
Let me channel some old school noble. Hold on.
Sorry?
Let me channel some old school noble. Hold on.
Okay. Here's a link
Are
for
you
the.
completely ignorant of the fine art known as pickling? What a dark and desolate life you've lived in the absence of pickles. Listen, I'm going to give you a pickle, and you're going to eat it. You're welcome. And I'm just pleased to have made another pickle pal.
Yeah. That makes plenty of sense in
Right.
in the context I have, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay,
Really?
another experiment. This one is about the Dragon Girl. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Okay, where is it? I'm trying to upload it. Okay, basically this is another case of change dialogue to not make any sense, and to basically make this. They're making dialogues retarded, for fuck's sake. Okay, here's the link.
That's when they kept dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't you
That's
remember
when they kept dialogue.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's if that's the dialogue they wanted to put in. What the hell did they cut out? It's like, aha, prepare to be buggered senseless with this pickle. I mean, what the hell?
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't put that past the Japanese game dev, but not but I would Nintendo. But yeah, I'm sure somebody has a game where someone gets pleasured with a pickle at some point, but
Okay, this is another conversation. This is again from Kanna, your daughter in this case, because this is a dialogue for the female version of Kanna for your male avatar, with your male avatar. She says in the actual dialogue, in the original, I'm happy that we'll be together forever. I'm happy that we'll be together forever. I'm really happy. Treehouse translated it to that's dragon for I love you. One is a heartfelt moment between your daughter from the fucking future with her dad. The other is the retarded birth, the retarded child of a psychopathic mind who believes that's funny.
Yeah, I mean, what? This is becoming Tumblr the game. This is.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, someone do the an infographic. Someone do an image editing. Tumblr the game. Remove Fire Emblem and put in Tumblr the game. Please, someone do that. I want to see it on the hashtag before the night is over. So do it.
Yeah,
I'm like, seriously. Why do you do this? I mean, you're not even dumbing it down. Dumbing it down by making it so easy that it's inoffensive.
I could.
Stuff they changed and they cut off. It's offensive.
Yeah, I could get making it for a broader audience, make it more kiddie friendly. And dumbing it down slightly and removing some of the more hardcore Japanese references. Yeah, I could understand that. Don't agree with it, but I could understand it as a commercial decision.
You can understand.
So
as rice balls. You understand rice balls as jelly donuts?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Or ramen as hamburger, like Phoenix Wright, which was actually a good localization. The Phoenix Wright series. That's a good localization.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's like, like I said with the Patlabor movies, the localization where you've removed the continuity versus the actual legit translation. So yeah, I can get that. But they've not dumbed this down. They've made this absolutely retarded. Completely. And I've just seen this. Look, I can translate to that's Dragon for Fuck Treehouse.
Let me quote one of our friends in the chat that goes like, look, I can translate. This one's from Richard.
That's Dragon for Fuck Treehouse.
This is Dragon for shitty translation.
I prefer that's Dragon for Fuck Treehouse. House translation. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The original. He's leaving the area. Besides, I heard he is in that horse is leaving the area. Besides, I heard the world here is really dangerous.
Okay, that's the original text, but Treehouse translated it to...
That darn horse is heading for the portal to Daddy's world. Besides, Daddy says it's super duper dangerous in his world. Yeah, that's... Yeah, that is retarded. That's
retarded.
That's not, I need to change things so people understand better. That's...
You have to shoot something.
Yeah.
Eagle, yes. Don't go Escobar on us. Please don't go Pablo Escobar on people.
Going Esco on this bitch.
Oh, yeah, it's a... There's no reason to do that, unless you're trolling everybody. I mean, if it turns out that they actually have been trolling us, I applaud them. But they're not, are they?
No. And then
this is a legit release.
And then there is the final nail in the coffin, because you could understand. Okay, so they made a shit localization, they made a shit translation, they took characters, changed them, they do whatever the fuck, they butchered the game, but at least they did a good job, grammatically speaking. No,
yes.
Not even that! Not even fucking that. I'm gonna link this.
Let me... the I's can cross the T's again?
Sorry?
They forgot to dot the I's, cross the T's, commas, ellipsis, and stuff.
No, it's even worse. I'm gonna read that. Okay, one at a time. I'm gonna start. Then you go. Okay, this is actually screenshots from the game. We can even strike at enemies from behind the walls, which may prove useful. This is an actual screenshot. Eagle, the second panel.
Open parentheses, reword, close parentheses. Wasn't your long trip benefiting? Don't worry, take it slowly.
Will?
Sorry, it's not loading for me. I'm having...
Okay.
For some reason, Immature isn't loading for me.
Okay, I do okay. Is that... So... What the shit? Eagle!
Princess Big Sister?
Which is probably, in Japanese is... Yeah, okay. Princess Big Sister. Okay? Then we have from that valley we might be able to make a with the dragon's powers. It's possible. Ellipse lol.
Apparently that's a fan translation, according to the chat.
Okay. But you couldn't believe that. That's the That's the fan translation. But the thing is, you could have believed that actually what Treehouse did.
Didn't they do the one where it's something?
Sorry?
There's one where it's sort of I know that's the case or for something. Paraphrasing, because I can't quite remember the line directly, but they put instead of I know, I'm no. It's like, yeah, good one there, professional translators and people who actually speak English as your first language. Spot on with the grammar and and syntax there. Hey.
Yeah, but that's the thing, because we knew that was the fan translation, but you could actually believe that was what they actually did in Treehouse. There are some actual fuck-ups grammatically, some typos, stuff like that. There is. But the point is, with everything else they did, you could actually believe that was something they did. They actually put in the game. It's that bad. It's that bad.
And here's the thing that's really irking us. There's a fine line between transliteration, which is literally taking one language to another and just whatever the dictionary says. Translation, which is modifying it just enough, but keeping the spirit of it, making sure it's almost verbatim, but because certain words don't exist in the other language, or certain phrases cannot be translated properly. That's acceptable. And then there's localization. Localization is, okay, you know what? The people over here is not going to get that because it's a culture thing. Let's make it cultural. My biggest example there was Disgaea. And Disgaea with the whole... with the printies in Japanese going su at the end of their phrases, and in the English version, which were dude.
I can kind of make sense. It's one of them things. It kind of makes sense.
Yeah. If you can properly translate it, okay, do it. Then again, there is a game that left everything. You know Steins Gate, the visual novel?
Steins Gate, yeah.
Steins Gate. That game, I didn't really like it because of the main character. Anyway, the thing is, they left every single reference, even if they didn't translate well to Japanese, because that game had one thing. They had a dictionary, a vocabulary, like a glossary. Every single reference to Japanese culture, sentences, objects, everything, they put in that glossary. So if someone was curious about what that thing means, they go, open the glossary, they explain it. It's that fucking simple.
Yeah, the thing is, glossaries would be very cool, very appreciated by the fans, because number one, we would actually get a little bit more information on the nature of the game itself, or the universe of the game itself. One of my favorite fandoms, Artonelico.
Oh yeah.
It has 3 to 4 made-up languages, and they're wonderful. It's like computer language, it's a musical language, it's spoken in English or Japanese, and there's been books and books and books, and there's Exapico, which is their the fan website where they try to do as many translations of the songs and languages. And I'm like, oh my freaking god, so beautiful! But that's because the creators decided to, you know what? Let's give the fans everything we can give them. And I know there's a limit because you can only afford so much before pushing out the game out the door. But come on.
Yeah, that's a good creator, that's a good publisher, and those are good fans. And okay, as one of the guys in the chat says, shout out let's give a shout out to a game that is actually worth your money. If anyone is listening in who still has about the game, don't bother. Don't bother. Like, if you can get the Japanese version, if you can't, wait for the fan translation patch. But if you had to give a money to a game, right now, go and buy Digimon Cyber Sleuth Story. Because that's actually a properly localized game. That's actually done well, they didn't cut shit. That's how you do it.
Based Scamco!
Yeah. Okay. Now, I don't know. I really don't know how to feel, because right now I feel angry. But now Nintendo, this is something that is really messing with me right now, because Nintendo has decided that they are going to finally localize Mother 3. A game that has not been localized before because of its content. Who do you think is going to localize it?
I hope not Treehouse.
Well, I got some bad news for you. It's Treehouse, isn't it?
It's Treehouse. Oh my god. Yeah. I really don't know what to say. Jesus fucking Christ. Why can when people like Crowfound, I don't mean Crowfound. Yeah, I'm happy we have the fan translation to Nuclear Cherries. Why can't they just, you put the game and okay, fans, help us translate this. Help us translate this, because people do mods, like they work for years on mods, like for Fallout and Skyrim and stuff like that. They work pro bono because they want to make the game better, because they're dedicated fans. Just, okay guys, here's the script. Here's the script of the game, and help us translate this. Help us translate this.
Here's the issue with that. The problem is that there may be a lot of offers to help, but between people that are just trolling, or between people that are trolling and people that actually are honestly doing the job right, that want to get their foot in the door and work professionally.
Yeah, but the thing is, you should have someone to, check on the results, on the propositions. There should be a system for that, but it can be done. Like Pillars of Eternity. Pillars of Eternity, Obsidian actually asked the fans, the backers, to help check if they were properly translating the game in other languages. And Pillars of Eternity has been translated in, I think, 11 languages. Italian, French, Spanish, even fucking Korean.
Yeah,
Korean!
That's the power of the fandom, and that's the power that the developers put into the hands of the fandom, saying, hey guys, we know you're awesome, we recognize it, but we want to make sure we reach as many people as possible. Nintendo doesn't.
Nintendo doesn't. Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Sega used to do.
Well, I say, in defense of Sega, the
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter feed is glorious.
Yes.
Is it not? Actually,
Anyone
identifies
who
an
has
attack
a
helicopter.
Twitter, anyone who has a Twitter account, go follow the official Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter account right now. That has got to be one of the funniest things I ever seen.
Yeah, and for the record, that I identify as an attack helicopter isn't a transphobic joke. It's mocking other kin. Like Cyanide and Happiness did in their shorts with the guy who's Pyro Fox. My name is Fire Dash. Yeah, the mocking
Silent
people.
Proof motivates Sonic is now real text on a real award. Thank you, Internet.
Thank you, Internet. Okay, returning to the matter. Okay, are there any other bad localizations you want to talk about? I have one. Well, me and Eagle have one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
You want
First of
go
all-
first, Will. You have one wheel before we go?
Yeah.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Nothing that's annoyed me to the point where I have to kick off and rant about it.
Okay,
I can think of a couple of questionable ones. I mean,
okay, go ahead, go with those.
Well, let's go for an old school one, since
Okay.
I do an occasion like to go old school.
Let's go old school.
Sailor Moon, Haruka, and Michiru. They're cousins. No,
Them
they're
kissing
lesbians.
cousins.
They're kissing cousins.
When they did, hey, was the guy who decided to do that from the southern states? You know, where they think a cousin is fine too. I mean, bloody
It's
hell.
fine. A cousin is fine too. Two lesbians, no.
They're
Can't have-
cousins. They're just really, really tight.
Really, really tight. Okay, and the other, because you said a couple, Gwen?
I'm not sure.
I'm going to
Can't
give
think
you an
of
example.
one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go
Sorry.
ahead.
No, I can't think of anything at the moment. So yeah.
Okay,
I'm actually
go,
going to
Eagle.
bring out a good localization, or actually a fun one.
Okay. Which one?
Bash the Stampede.
Oh! We're
Okay.
going real old school here.
Yeah.
There's this line in like episode 1 where he's like, Mama, why am I talking in French? So it's like, you know what? Yeah, you can localize and make it that much more funny. Like Golden Boy. That's another one that was like
Golden Boy? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Study. It's like in Japanese it's like benkyo, 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 like study.
Yeah.
Which it's okay. But the thing is, it's a comedy. You can actually go get away with stuff like that. But an MMO, an RPG, video game, anything with a deep story and a lot of text,
You can't.
you can't afford changing it so much because you lose the spirit of it.
Yeah.
I want to say, for example, recently, and I actually backed up the Fruit of Grisaya trilogy.
Uh-huh.
And I backed it because one of the translators in their group was actually one of the original fan translators. And I'm like, you know what?
Oh, okay.
Make sure to get some money out there. And you know what? You want to make sure that people that, like you said, giving the fans an option or a chance to get into the business professionally. Kind of like the guys that Team 4-Star when they're doing as they were doing their the DBZ abridged, and then they got the opportunity to Takahata got the opportunity.
Takahata made the voice like
Xenoverse.
his Nappa voice. His Nappa Team 4-Star Nappa voice is actually in Dragon Ball Xenoverse to the max.
Yeah.
I actually fell out of my chair laughing when I recognized that voice.
So the for stick figure that was
Vegeta,
asking,
it's a Chaozu. I didn't go into the Pokeball, Vegeta. You got to weaken it first, Nappa.
so for stick figure that was asking in the chat, the trilogy games of the Fruit of Grisaya, Labyrinth, and Eden of Grisaya, those were due to a Kickstarter. They were released by Sakai Project, and the Kickstarter was last year. They're still completing the translation of the second two games, but the first one's already been released. And I know that one of the fan translators actually worked on the project. He actually got invited to work with them.
So give opportunity to the fans who actually go out, who actually show passion, for the thing, show passion for the matter at hand, a chance to work in the industry. I mean, of course, there are other requirements for that kind of job, but passion, I think, should be a requirement when it comes to something like video games. Especially something that has a story, is even on text. You got to have the passion for the original material, because otherwise, Treehouse.
Yeah.
I don't know these guys, I never met them in person, never talked to them, but I bet whatever the fuck you want, they don't have passion for this for the if not for video games, at least not for Fire Emblem. Otherwise, there is no fucking way they would have done something like this. Never.
I compare it to it's something. It's being a passion project and it being the day job. For example, compare the writers on Deep Space Nine to the writers on Voyager. You know, the writing staff on DS9 actually cared about Star Trek.
Yeah.
The people on Voyager, it was more of a day job thing, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with just treating it as the day job, but it really showed on a couple of other things on it. So yeah, so if you don't care about the project, what are you bringing to it?
Or at least if you don't care, try to be professional. Because I don't really care about this, but because I'm a professional, because I want to do my job the best way I can. Not even that.
Yeah.
Not even that. Okay, passion? No. Okay, professionalism? No. Okay, you're fired.
Yeah, I think that goes for pretty much anything. If you can't be passionate about your job, be professional about it. I think that's good advice for everyone. All the people who are listening, however many that is, possibly 60 odd, but yeah, yeah. It should. I think that's a good advice for things. We can't always do what we love for a job. We'd like to, but that would requires outside support from Patreon and things like that. And there's only enough Patreon books to go around, but yeah.
Seems like lately they're coming out of the fucking woodwork, you know.
Well, Patreon's all right for supporting people who are doing lengthy, time-consuming projects. Like they're artists and animators. Now, they don't really pay the bills being good at drawing. I mean, aspects of it can translate to a job. But if you're doing you like doodling and you're sketching, then yeah, Patreon is a great way to support the arts. You know, rich people used to do this hundreds of years ago. I mean, they still do it. I mean, like the Tate galleries from Tate, as in Tate and all the sugar people. That's how they managed to fund that. But yeah.
Yeah, and this I want to say because stick figure brings out a legitimate question. Maybe if I can get actual accreditation for my knowledge of Japanese, I could work as a translator, and yes, you can. There are all over the world for a variety of languages, and Japanese has to have one as well. There are some titles, exams. For the English language, it's called PETS. Then there is the, how the fuck do... Okay, wow.
There's one that we have here for the test of English as a foreign language, the TOEFL.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. There are many ways you can get accreditation for a language you learned on your own. There are many ways. There are these exams. They certificate your knowledge, and they give you a piece of paper, a title. But the point is, if you want... do it. Get an accreditation because it can help you with a lot of jobs, particularly if you want to work as a translator on a project you have a passion for. Like, I need to learn I need to learn Japanese because I want to work on Final Fantasy XIV, Realm Reborn, and that's what me and Eagle wanted to talk about. The Tale of Brochofant.
So, for those not in the know, Final Fantasy XIV, Square Enix's most latest MMO out there, pretty much
Realm Reborn. We're talking about 2.2 here.
Well, 2.2 going forward.
Yeah.
One of the characters there that is actually since 2.0, Harshafont from
Ishgard. Yeah, it's in Camp Dragonborn. Dragonhead. Yeah. Okay, anyway.
So when you get to him in the original storyline, at the beginning, he's like the typical howdy elf, kind of like, what are you doing here? Basically, you have to prove yourself to him and to his team that you actually don't mean them harm, and on the contrary, because You're the main character, therefore you're the hero of light or whatever.
Okay.
So you do your storyline. He starts being a bro. It's cool. You get to the 3.0 storyline. He comes back into the main storyline. You do a lot of questing, and in the North America, Europe version, this characterization is very bro. He's
very bro.
Very bro, to the point where you can go like pretty much, I love Harshafant, no homo.
While and that's okay, that's kind of okay. But what I nitpick about it's an oversimplification of his character. Because in Japanese, you know this if you have, no, even if without Japanese dialogues, voice, if you just confront what he's saying in the text box with how his character model is moving, there's a conversation where he's pirouetting around, throwing his arms into the air, like, making this grandiose gesture. Is singing your epic, basically.
He is being fucking fabulous.
Yeah, he's being fabulous, and that's the thing. In Japanese, he's fabulous at time. He's like this, he's fabulous, but at the same time, he's also a bro. It's kind of the guy. Okay, basically, if you're a female character, it comes off as flirting with you. If you're a male character, it still comes off as flirting with you, but at the same time, he's still a fucking bro. He's a great character, and in America they oversimplified it. Why? Because I don't know.
Scary people are scary.
If anything, you know what? In the Japanese version, it may have come off because part of their culture does allow for people being that flamboyant. It's like you're unapologetically, and I'm gonna use the old school word. Version of the word, old school, flamboyantly gay, happy.
Yeah.
You bring people together. You're happy about them. You cheer them on. And there's people like, and you probably either seen it in an anime, probably seen a couple of Japanese live action. Then there's always that.
Yeah, like
that
in
guy
Kamen
you think that guy kind of seems gay. No, he's just he's just flamingly flamboyant, but he does not think
like our old friend Harder Gay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pretty much. Harshafant is dressed in armor, though.
But that's a character in that case.
I can hear you very well, Eagle. Come closer to the mic, please.
Well, that's a character in this case, like Razor Ramon Sumitani, hard gay.
Yeah.
He comes off. He wears the whole leather outfit. He does the whole kind of. Is he gay? Is he not gay? But he does that as a joke. On the side of Harshafant, on the Japanese side, if you played it with the Japanese text and everything, he comes off more as, if you're a female character, he's that guy kind of that's uncomfortably close to you that you like, but at the same time kind of like you're trying a little too hard. And he's the guy. And if you're a male character, it's kind of like that guy. That's your friend. That's your buddy. He's got your back. But sometimes, like, is this a bromance?
Yeah, that's the thing, and they oversimplify it in the Western release. And considering what happens in the main storyline, basically, I'm at level 57. I just did the Vault, which is a dungeon, and something happens with me and Orshofont and everyone, or group of heroes, and now I'm really fucking pissed.
It's been a year, Mainos. You can spoil it.
Eh?
It's been a year. You can spoil it.
Sorry? It's been
over a year. You can spoil it.
No, I really don't want to, because I just like Orshofont that much. I don't want to spoil it for people. I'm sorry. The thing is, I'm really fucking pissed.
It's a moving point in the storyline that pushes all the characters forward.
Yeah. I'm so fucking glad I'm playing this with Japanese dialogues. Mm-hmm. Because, it's bad. Another game. Let's do it one more time. This time for this dialogue. This is a dialogue that the main character as with Migdar Zolom, the king of the dragons. Again, Japanese, one thing. English, what the fuck were you drinking? Basically, okay, Eagle, you do the Japanese, I do the English.
Where is it? I'm not seeing it.
Oh, sorry, I just linked it to the chat, but not to us. Okay, here's the link.
Oh, no, the thing is, where is the text for Midgard Stormer?
Oh, yeah, it's the first reply in the topic. Go.
Yeah.
The first, there is a table. You can see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Not seeing it.
Just scroll down. It's the first reply.
First reply.
It's the reply at the top of everything.
I have it sorted by old.
No, you have... Okay, anyway. Okay.
Sort by best.
Okay,
yeah.
you do it, Eagle. Okay, Jag, Will. Read the Japanese version, I read the English version.
So, you too possess the echo. That is why the phantom form cannot win over you.
Mm-hmm. Go. Continue. It's one character. It's one character.
All right. It's okay. There's a bit more here. In that case, Hydaelins shall converse. Tell me, why are you here? This is true. The star in the northern skies burns with the valorous roar of my kin. This is the battle cry, calling to advance. The destination is Ishgard, home of the people who have forgotten fear and have sinned. This is retribution. The people of Ishgard are blind to their sins. Their sins demand battle without end. And then yet more, they want to sin again. This is why my kin roars. You bid me to stop the war. You might possess the echo, but you're just a human. I cannot grant such a wish. I have awoken to answer to the roar, for it was not me who roared, but one of my 7 sons. How much of this is left for me to read? As Ishgard does not want to repent.
Okay, it's enough.
Yeah.
I'm going to read the English version now. This is, again, we're not making this up. This is actually the text they decided to translate it to. By air gifts as thou ere the moment's reprieve. Speak, mortal, and I shall listen. Guided by a star, my people have heard the song. Ishgard shall burn. Sons must answer for their fathers' misdeeds. We do not forget. We do not forgive. 7 children did I sire. One now singeth for retribution. I rise to join in the chorus. Thou art powerless to silence us, mortal, yet thou shalt not deliver to thy labor in vain. Thy reprieve is an end.
Okay.
So, there is a threat to the main character that wasn't in the original. He says things that he doesn't get. Basically, the guy comes off as way more aggressive than he really is in the original Japanese version. Again, what the flying fuck? And why is he sing all thou and thee and thine? Che cazzo è? That's Italian for what the fuck is this shit?
So what's happening there is it's the official localization team. They actually do have their own internal localization team that works on it. And what's happening there, and that's across the board for all the languages,
and all the characters. It's not just for Midgard Stormer. It also is for a lot of the characters.
So basically, the Square Enix official localization team decided
they use a more ye old English. Very Shakespearean.
See, that thing didn't make sense for Final Fantasy Tactics World Alliance. It doesn't make sense now. The original translation of Final Fantasy Tactics was fine. Richard Oni would be blessed.
But it was okay. It was more than serviceable.
Yeah, it was fine. It was fine.
But again,
the thing is, they want to maintain it kind of like an epic in-era thing, but it's like, this is fiction. They can speak as normally for us, the common reader, to understand, and then use those specific slang words, those specific
regional dialects to
Yeah,
make it.
but you know what's funny? You know what's funny? I remember from Final Fantasy Tactics: The World Alliance, everyone spoke like that. When in reality, Will, you can confirm this for me. Thou, thine, and that. It's the ancient form of High English.
Yeah, it's even when one is not speaking. So even when one is speaking the Queen's English, as it were, who's speaking poshly or properly, as some put it, with the received pronunciation accent that they use on Radio 4. No, when everyone's they're basically speaking like what they do on Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
No, nobody speaks like with thee and thine unless they're quoting Shakespeare or or the like.
Yeah, but even at Shakespeare time, not everyone talked like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's
God,
a
no.
very particular form of English that only people who were nobles used when they want to be posh and proper.
Yeah, it doesn't help that Shakespeare actually was like, he was I wouldn't say Michael Bay of his day, but he was a populist entertainer. So his stuff had to, he got his money when the theatres were filled. So they had to be filled with all walks of life, because, down the road they're baiting a bear, they're poking your bear with a sharp stick, so it frightens somebody. That's a bad idea. So that's the sort of thing, or the local cockfighting. Yeah, that's the sort of entertainment I'd get with. That's why he's got so many ribald jokes, things, and do you think I meant of country matters?
It's like that.
So, yeah.
Okay. We have 3 minutes left. We're almost at the end of the broadcast. Thanks to everyone who listened and is still listening in. This has been very fun, and I think we should do it again. Okay, anything you want to say to the people, Eagle?
Keep that passion alive. Do your best you can. Try not to take any wooden nickels, and and as usual, take stuff with more than a grain of salt, because not everybody's going to be serious all the time.
Yeah, and not everyone is going to be truthful all the time either. I might add. Will, you?
Don't take life so seriously. Nobody gets out alive. If you can't be passionate about something, at least be professional. And if you can't be professional, aim for polite. If you can't be passionate, professional, or polite, walk away, because that's the only other option.
A round of applause. A round of applause. That was beautiful. As for me, I just want to say again, thanks for. I think this is the most successful broadcast we've ever had. Probably, yeah. Okay.
So it's downhill from here.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. And again, there's people that say, I think this very important. Things like torrential downpour, sharing this information, exposition. It's very important. People, again, Final Fantasy XIV is another very, highs and low translation localization. But the thing is, most people are not up in arms about it, because most people don't know. So what you're doing with the hashtag, with sharing infographics and pictures, and even what we're doing here with the broadcast, with the radio, it's very important, and we have to keep doing it, because what we do is important, because we let people know that there are people, doing shit like Treehouse does. Again, thanks to my co-host. Thanks, Eagle Ceres. Thanks, Ra.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, I'm Menoskine. This broadcast will be posted on my YouTube channel, which is Menoskine. Very simple. Please follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. And see you next time, guys. Thanks for listening in. And we do this every Sunday. Bye.
Hasta luego.